Here's what I discovered.
After working with a lot of service businesses, coaches, consultants, it is that 30% of your calls getting unanswered. And it's costing you way more than you think if you do the math right. And I want to walk you through exactly what's happening and show you a system that can fix this once and for all. Okay, let's go. We'll cover today the real problem behind the missed calls. I mean, most of it is probably in the back of your head already. You know already what this is, but I want to show you exactly and pinpoint it very, very exact, so you know what you should fix when it comes to your calls, and why traditional fixes normally don't work. Simply because we're human. Then I want to introduce to you the AI Profit Employee that I implement in businesses, and then show you some results and give you an opportunity for next steps for your business. Okay, so the real problem is that the most business owners say we got it covered. When I ask them how are their calls going, then they say we got it covered. It works quite well. Some of them obviously say no, it doesn't work that well. We need to do something. And if you're one of them, even better, because I have a solution for this. But when you look at the numbers, the truth is very different. And the thing is, if you asked yourself and thought to yourself, we got to adapt this for our business, we got to adapt AI, or you asked yourself, what the heck are your competitors doing with AI, and how do we stay ahead of them, then you're probably you're watching the right video. So the math looks very interesting. I'm going into this now. So Sarah is our front desk hero. You know who your front desk is and what they need to do. They have to greet the customers. They have to handle payments. Sometimes they have to schedule appointments. They have to look over the calendar, do the invoicing and all that. But they can't be in 3 places or more at once, right? So this is why that's a challenge. And this is why missed calls. On top of that, there are missed calls, obviously, after hours, right? So when someone would call your office at 6:45 p.m., would they reach you or would they go to a competitor? That's the question. When Sarah can answer the phone, she's helping other customers, right? Customers in front of her. And when the phone rings, what happens then? What happens when she steps out for a bathroom break, for example, or goes to lunch or runs to the bank for 5 minutes? These are all real world scenarios, right? This just happens. Then it goes to an answering machine in most of the cases. And it says something like, we are busy at the moment, we cannot take your call, please leave a message. And most people probably don't leave a message or try to call later. And if they're lucky, they reach someone. Obviously, in 70% of the cases, they will reach you. But now I'm going to show you the actual cost of missed calls is. So 30% is inbound calls that go unanswered. This is pretty industry standard. So let's say, do a little math. And so if you're getting 20 calls per week, which is pretty typical for a service business, I think, you're missing 6 getting missed. And when we put this together, we have 20 calls per week. Six of them are missed because of the 30%. Let's say you are average on converting calls that come into your business from prospects or leads. You convert 10% of them. And let's assume a $3,000 job value. What does that mean? That's $1,800 per week that are basically lost. It just walks out the door. It doesn't realize, right? And you lose it. Times 4 for a month. That means $7,200 per month that you lose. Astonishing, right? $7,200 a month if your job, and you can do the math on your own, but this is the reality. And why this hurts even more, and that makes it even more costly, these aren't cold leads you have to pay to acquire. They come to you. These are warm prospects who already found you. They already want to hire you and you're ready to say yes right now. So this is really, really important to understand. It doesn't cost you anything to get them. Basically, it's pure profit if you look at it this way. Obviously, there's other things. It's revenue. What you're trying to do then is you try to find someone who can just answer calls, right? The traditional solution is most business owners think they need to hire more staff. But that's a $40,000 per year minimum for a staff member just to answer phones and still be human and have all these things to do that we discussed before. Then there's benefits, and then there's training and management time, right? And there's a much better approach. And I want to introduce to you something that you've seen work consistently across different types of service businesses. And it's what I call the AI Profit Employee system, which is the most reliable receptionist you ever had, you ever will have, that never takes a break, never calls in sick, and handles every inquiry with professionalism. There's no moods, there is no questions. It just does the job every time in the same professional manner. And here's how the system works. It's pretty astonishing how far AI automation has come. It captures every call, text message instantly. There's no waiting time. There is nothing. And it qualifies the leads with systems and sales questions and a knowledge base that we develop for your company specifically, for your business. It books the prospect directly into your calendar, and it sends you a full summary before you call that. And you can handle it in a way that you can do it after one ring, after two rings, or directly. But if you have someone on the front desk and they take the call, they can take the call, even better. But if they can't, our AI Profit Employee jumps. What this means for you, you can call them back already knowing exactly what they want, and they're impressed because you followed up so quickly. And what this means in terms of business results, we see 30, 40, 60K recovered in 90 days. This can be easily done depending on your lead flow and how many leads come into your business. If you run ads, this is even more important. And this is not from new marketing campaigns, these results, right? This is just people calling you anyway. And here's a cool thing. This scales 100% effective and effortlessly. You don't have to hire anyone. The system works 24/7. They can have concurrent calls. It handles weekends, after hours, inquiries, even holiday messages, everything. And your team can focus on serving customers while the system ensures no opportunity slips through the cracks, right? This is very cool. If you have this work just in the background, you don't even have to worry about it. So if this interests you and you have thought about AI, to implement AI in your business, and you have in the back of your mind that this is something you need to do, find someone to implement it, and you were realizing now that your competition will be ahead of you if you don't adapt this in your business, inviting you to just book a 15-minute profit recovery assessment. We'll analyze your current phone handling, identify exactly where you're losing revenue, show you a custom plan for plugging those leaks. And because the truth is your front desk team is already doing an amazing job. Now let's give them a backup system they need so you never lose another deal to a missed call.